Welcome, Mr. Pepe, Sylvia, to the podcast. It's been a while since we've had you on, man.
What's up, Brandon? Dude, it's good to see you. I'm happy to catch up with you. I'm looking forward to this.
We've been on a life journey, you and I. A lot has happened over the last 6 months since we last talked.
Well, people don't know, but we chat every single day and tell each other like the dumbest shit, and are in the best group chat of all time. Shout out John Gray and Roy and Water Show.
Oh, Water Show is a great addition. Water Show doesn't always chime in, but when he does, it's always special.
Dude, he's the go. He is truly the go. I did a summer internship at Water Show Sports Network, and I'll never be able to repay him for that.
It's invaluable experience. I laugh all the time because obviously I live in Arizona. So, you talked about the legendary John Gray. I've talked to John probably every day of my life for the last 6 years, 7 years, something like many, many years. He lives 30 minutes from me, trains in the same sport. We know all the same people, have all mutual followers, same circles. Never met him. Talk to him every day of my life. He knows me better than
Dude,
anyone on earth.
I, from what I hear, you're just afraid to go to the M. That's the real truth. You're
Hey,
afraid to go to the M.
I check in when I go to the end, man. I check in always.
Dude, the M is on my bucket list for real.
Mm. So it's funny because like real talk about Mesa, Arizona, it's like either like horrible, disgusting, pink rock everywhere, old people, rundown places, or it's like beautiful, like golf courses, like retired people with real money. So it's very hit or miss. And John Gray, I'm not I'm not going to tell you which side he lives on.
Yo, that's the slow stroke king you're talking about right there.
Oh man, he's got swag like nobody else. How was your week, man? We didn't talk too much this week. How was your week? What'd you do? What's going on in life? How you feeling?
Dude, I'm honestly riding the high from that Fabian Edwards KO.
Did you play
I
three
was
four five just now on
No,
950?
no, I wish. I just had the money line, but
I
I
hit
went
that
pretty.
345 right now, so that was like hot shit to come
Woo!
back to the pod. Couple
Yeah.
G's.
Yeah, and I was like, I was sweating the bet like leading up to this podcast, and when you have like a really sweaty bet that you're like kind of nervous about, and you're watching, and the first two rounds, I think Rosta edged out the first
I
two, so I'm
agree.
like,
I agree.
all of a sudden I'm like getting like kind of nervous, and then I'm thinking about fuck, I got to record a podcast right after this. Then he gets the KO, and I'm like, yes, I love MMA.
Dude, this is something you and I were talking about. So I just started dating this girl, and you've been giving me a lot of good advice, man. You are like an OG with this stuff, and anytime I need help or I'm acting erratic, I always text you. And so I remember my girl had surgery, and you and I were going voice note back and forth, like 2 minute voice notes at a time, back and forth. And one thing I always noticed, like in relationships, I used to try to pretend. I used to try to pretend like if I lost the bet, it wouldn't affect my whole mood, but fuck, it affects my whole mood. And I noticed like with this girl, she's like the sweetest soul. But when I lose a bet or like I don't get a sale at work or some shit happens, I can see myself. I start to slip. I get a little irritable. My tolerance becomes a little less. Everything's a little less cool. She asked me to get her lunch on Tuesday. All good. I'm riding that high. I lose on Contender Series. She asked me to get that. I'm like, bro, all you want me for is money.
Yo, it's so true. But you know what? The right woman will kind of keep you in check enough, not be too overbearing, but also help you recognize if you're being a little too emotionally invested, or if you're putting too much time and energy into something that we're doing for fun to make, and we're doing it to make money, and we enjoy it, and really, but like at the end of the day, relationships matter the most, and the people in our life matter the most. So sometimes you have to find that balance, right?
And it's not always easy. I mean, when you give more to one than the other, one place always lacks, and I think we find that a lot in our lives. I talked with Clint a lot because I know Clint's been struggling just with gambling and stuff, and I told him, I said, man, you'll get there. You got to get, and you and I have talked about this too. Like we just got to get our minds right, bodies right, eat healthy. It's just like positive
Yes.
momentum. The more you do like that, the better everything becomes, more simple.
Yeah. And the more pressure you put on yourself, the worse your results are going to be. And also the amount of time energy and attention you put to like taping every single fight and like nonstop thinking about it, and like that actually will burn you out. So yeah, like you're saying, finding a balance with it and kind of, I don't know. It's easier said than done. You kind of just have to, go through your own motions and see what works for you and what doesn't, right?
I think for me, man, so I just went, I'm actually bummed I didn't do the podcast this week. So Santino and I, this is like a surprise episode, but Santino and I have this thing where we're going to do like every fourth episode. He takes one off and I take one off. We introduce a new guest. And I'm sad because this week was the week I actually did all the fun stuff. I went to California with my girl. This was our second trip we've taken together. We've only been together a month. I know that sounds crazy, but hey, we move quick, man. And so we went to San Diego for a few days, and I thought it was like the greatest idea. Day one in San Diego, I'm like, all right, cool. Let's run from La Jolla. Have you been to California before?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. I'm illiterate with California, but for those who know California, I ran from La Jolla Cove, where my hotel was, all the way to Mission Beach and back. I ran a half marathon day one. Now, in Arizona, it's fine because where I like to go running and do half marathons, it's all flat. Uh, California was like uphill, downhill, uphill, downhill. Like literally the rest of the time, my girl's looking at me and we just started dating. She goes, dude, I can't have you looking like a pussy. Like you cannot limp. I'm not going in there with you if you're limping. And my knees were like shredded the rest of the vacation. I'm trying to walk up all these hills. It's just all
Dude,
walking. You know what I mean? Dead.
I
Bad decision.
I saw your numbers. You ran like 13 miles at once, and she's calling you a pussy. Like, yo, what the fuck?
That's what I said.
Is
I told her so when I started. This is how I've done almost every half marathon. I always set a goal for 3 miles every run. That's always what I do. And then when I feel good, I smoke a little bit before I go, and I start feeling the motion. And then I go 5, and I'm like, all right, I can just push 7. Once you get to 7, you might as well do 10. And then once you hit 10, you might as well just do 13. And I told her, I'll be back before you wake up. And I certainly was back before she woke up. And I was trying to play cool. I'd already posted on my story the run. She doesn't use
yeah,
social media much. So I just wanted her to like casually stumble across like, holy shit, you ran 13 miles and you didn't even tell me today?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Nice little humble brag.
Little humble brag, man. That's how you got to do it sometimes. But it was great. I went to the Comedy Store too, which was the highlight of my trip. I'm so obsessed with comedy, man. So seeing those guys like headliners just come up and do 15 minutes of just nice comedy, it was amazing. And then Catalina Island, which was a disaster, getting there, getting back, just like fines and tickets and fees for everything. But finally, I'm back. I taped some stuff. I'm ready to break down some fights.
Yeah. Speaking of California, LFA is out there. Have you gone? You've gone to LFA car? Oh yeah, because they come to Arizona, right? So you've gone to
Yeah.
LFA cards before,
You went
dude.
to the New
I
York one, right?
love. Yeah, yeah. There's one by me, and I really enjoy going. And like, I like betting as much as I can on a random person or a random
Liam
fighter that
Anderson.
yeah, Liam Anderson. But last time it was Christina Brader over Jade Sheely, and like Brader was coming in from Florida, and Jade Sheely was from Ohio, so there was way more people for Sheely there, and like no one came for Brader. But I have a huge bet on her, and like I'm like yeah, 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 like going crazy for her, and she's just like it's the most boring fight ever. She's just top timing her, and
Yeah.
yeah, I love glazing like the fighters that no one knows about, and like making them feel like superstars. It's
That's
it's a
cool,
lot of
man.
fun.
It's hard for me to do that because I actually like know these people, so it might be weird. Like I will say, I went to train at a CMMA, and I love those guys. I think Chad George is a great coach, and half that LFA card is all people from CMMA. Eric Viscondi like asked me to spar, and part of me is like a huge fan of his. I think he's a sick fighter. Yeah, half of me is terrified. I'm like, no, no, no. I know what you do, man. It's not for me. I'm a
Yeah,
25 right now.
dude. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that card. It's a really good card. I haven't been able to find a betting spot that I really like, but
I'm interested in
Vis
that little Brazilian chick fighting Rep. I think there's some hype behind that chick.
Tabitha, yeah, she trains with Ricci. I saw Ricci's promoting her too. Um, Yeah, we'll have to chat off air and see if we align on anything. But
We can't give
the
away all
the
the sauce.
flyweight, the guy who the flyweight champion who's fighting on this card, dude, that
Chapulin.
dude's really good, man. That
Yeah.
dude's solid as fuck.
Yeah, he really
He
is.
is
He's been like an
good.
exchange student from Brazil with Tabitha and with Franginia, their coach. And Franginia, big fan of the Discord, hangs out. We love Franginia.
Okay, okay, yeah, because he beat Davis very very soundly, and dude, his striking is so nice. I really like this kid. If he can like improve his takedown defense, he needs to start sparring with you. But
He really does because that's going to be the biggest thing as a guy who can take him down and is not scared of his submissions. I
yeah,
just trained with Cody Davis too. Like Cody's solid, but he's tiny, man. You know.
he is.
All right, you ready to get into some
Yeah, yeah.
Chinese fights?
Let's talk Shanghai, dude. I think this card is pretty solid, bro.
So last time we were laughing because Pierce. Are you guys cool with Pierce? You guys like Pierce, or
Yeah,
is
I
there
like
beef?
Pierce.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
no, I like Pierce.
Um, so last time he thought it was funny because for the Chinese card, first of all, any Chinese person in the UFC, best believe they are gambling on fights. It is in their blood to gamble on fights. They cannot do anything besides gamble. It's all they know. And so every
Yeah.
time I'm around Haley and AQ, I'm just like, hey, fellas, look at this. And they love it, dude. They're obsessed with gambling. My wins, my losses, they love it. So last time I had Haley just break down the card because he's either fought or knows or grew up with half of the roster here. So I meant to do
Okay.
that. Maybe I still will and put that out as like a Haley breakdown. But I like this
Yeah,
card
I mean,
actually.
I think people would be interested to know at least his picks because fighters give their picks all the fucking time, you know.
All right, let me pull up this card. The thing was, he had that story about Song Yadong, and we've told it like a bunch of times. But people debate this. That Song's actually like in his 30s because Haley fought him when they were like 16 years old, and Haley's like 30 something.
Well, is yeah, I mean that would make sense. He looks like he's in his 30s.
Yeah, he's not 24. You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
Oh, shit,
He's
hold on.
although I will say athletically he's still getting like faster every single fight.
You
So,
think that's all natty, or you think it's a little bit of Icarus Chinese?
I
Um,
don't know. He seems like a hard worker.
he does. I will say that you can't really do that without being a hard worker. All right. Sorry, taking me a second to pull
Yeah,
this up.
no
Yeah.
worries, no worries.
All
The
right.
first
So
fight of the. Do you want to go through the prelims?
yeah, I kind of do because that's actually the spots that I think I like
Yeah.
here. I already know
I'll
where you're
go.
gonna go. We got first
Yeah,
one.
yeah. So DR versus Iran. So um, the reason why I played, I think DR is the side, but Um, I just think it's a volatile fight that's more so 50-50 than the odds are indicating. And I think people are really low on DR because of the last performance, but a lot of times people drop the ball in their UFC debut. He got clipped early and then, obviously the Kimura was a bad look, but the thing about it is on the other side, Iran, like people are kind of excusing him for losing to Martin Buday because Martin Buday has a good UFC record, but at the end of the day, Martin Buday doesn't really do much of anything. And Iran, if you go back and watch his LFA stuff, like he's terrible on bottom. Like he can get stuck on bottom. He's super hittable. He's not very high volume himself. So, I think just because he was somewhat competitive with Martin Boudet, people think he's just like a lock to beat DR because DR got dropped by Ribeiro. So I think it's closer to 50-50. I do think Iran has some good attributes. Like he seems like he has a lot of heart. He seems like he has good hardware. His durability seems really good. Cardio seems solid. So overall, I think it's like a close fight, and I think it's probably going to be super crazy. Like I think they're both going to eventually like almost finish each other, but it ends up going to decision, and it's a close fight. What do you think?
I actually, yeah, I love the R in this spot, and here's why. And he's a guy you can tell he just has all the confidence in the world. I don't imagine he loses a lot of gym rounds. Like he's so confident in fights. He can box, he can wrestle, he can defend takedowns, he can reverse you. Like the dude, you can tell knows how to fight. Yeah, that last fight was weird. Now I'll say this all the time. Santino talks about Rivero when he was hitting mitts in the locker next to him. He said that was the scariest man he's ever seen hitting mitts in his entire life. Like the sounds that were being crushed on the pads. And I know the way he fights does not reflect the sentiment, but dude can crack. I mean, he can. He's dropped, didn't he knock out Bruno Lopez? And I mean, he beat guys before. I don't blame him at all. Anybody can get touched up, but Yaron doesn't even really fight like that, right? He's a lot more calculated. He kind of tries to see his openings. The part that I have an issue with is not using Martin Boudet as a good mile marker. It's actually using Martin Boudet as kind of a shitty mile marker, to be honest with you. I think DR moves a lot better than Boudet. He's got better hands than Boudet. He can actually offensively wrestle, unlike Cage push Boudet, or how the fuck you say his name. And Yaron had his hands full with him. I think DR is just so much sharper. I think he can hurt him in exchanges. And if it plays off at range, I think DR is going to snipe him with that left hand. I like DR here. I think he's the side. And the thing I was actually most worried about was the height difference. It lists DR here at 6'2", and Yaron's at 6'4", so it's not too bad of a size difference.
Yeah, no, they seem. Yeah, did DR make weight all good this time? I know they already weighed in.
Did they? I don't think till tomorrow.
No, they already weighed in. Ortega missed by 8 pounds, and was like hospitalized and came back.
Wait, is that fight still happening?
They were initially saying it was canceled, but now they're saying it's happening again. And Ortega went on the scales and looked like absolute death. But yeah, they were doing the weigh-ins during the PFL card. I wasn't really paying that close attention.
We'll have to check it out after the podcast. This is going to be a chill, low-key podcast for you guys. All right, next up, we have Long Xiao versus Su Young Yu. You have any action in this fight? I think I actually love this fight.
No, I'm just gonna completely pass. I think it's honestly, I think a pick'em makes sense. Like a lot of these fighters are like, dude, you look at Long Zhao, he goes to both of them have a bunch of split decisions, and I just don't want to get in the way of judging. Do you think Yu is going to grapple the shit out of him?
No, I think Long Zhao is going to knock him the fuck out. Like,
nice. Tell me more.
I thought Su Young Yu was a different Korean. I thought he was that Korean guy that mauled whoever that dude was, where they were calling him the Korean Marab. That's who I thought it was. Do you know who I'm talking about? He finished whatever dude that was in like 3 minutes and just like wrist rode him and beat the fuck. I've never seen something like that. Never got tired for a second.
I thought you liked jiu-jitsu.
I thought I did too. And then he fights AJ Cunningham, who's the biggest can in the UFC, and kind of like my ass cheeks are clenched the entire time because at any point he's going to go. Now you have this Chinese super soldier who's been working at the UFC PI, who the UFC is trying super hard to push. Actually, my old teammate and one of my friends, Cade, he's kind of running the wrestling program over there. So he knows what's going on with all these Chinese guys. He's actually probably the best guy I could hit up about this. He likes to gamble and bet too. So he's probably betting on his boys. But I think the UFC is trying to show the dominance of this UFC PI. These guys are never getting tired. Long Zhao can crack like a motherfucker. His takedown defense is getting better. And Su Young Yu just doesn't look like he has much firepower outside of takedowns. And if he doesn't get that, China's going to be tough for him.
He's grappling solid, though, I will say.
It's okay. I just think Long Zhao's got enough guys that he's seen. Like, look, even the next guy, Yiza. He's training with Yiza. I'll take Yiza over Jiu-Jitsu any day.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's more of a home fight for Long Zhao.
Oh, yeah. I would say so. In China? Yeah, I would say so.
Yes. And then the KO and Su Young Yu was KO'd in round 3 on regionals, and he hasn't really faced a big hitter since then. So, I mean, Long Zhao looks so much more improved than he did on Contender Series when he lost to that.
I thought he even won that fight too, though. I thought he won looking as bad as he did. I think we're going to see a new and improved EPO'd version of a lot of these Chinese fighters. Watch, I promise you.
Yeah, and that split decision against Chang Ho Lee is probably going to age pretty well too.
I oh maybe it was Chang Ho Lee who I'm talking about.
Chang Ho Lee, yeah, yeah. That's
He's
who.
fucking crazy.
Yeah, the dude who molested
Wait a minute.
Cortavius.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That dude runs through Cortavius like that. I thought Long Zhao won that fight, and now he's fighting this soy Korean at dog odds. Are you kidding me? In China? What the fuck we doing here? That's the bet.
Well, fire up the KO 2-3 and money line.
Ooh, now you're talking my language. All right, let's move on because I have a hot date.
Yeah.
I am trying to get some tonight.
Yeah, I'll make the next one fast. I'm gonna take a stab on Yijia by KO over
Okay.
Weston Wilson. It's plus 280.
Positional,
I
or you
don't.
think he hits him standing?
I think it can be both, dude. It could be a ground and pound. Like Wilson's gonna like maybe jump for like a leg lock or some shit, and then Yijia can just pound
Oh.
him out, or he can knock him out on the feet. I mean, this
Dude,
guy
Weston
is.
does not take punches well. You're right. And he's going to cover and reach his hands. He's going to get cracked. He's got some
Yes,
firepower.
exactly, and they're pricing the submission like it's dude, the sub is like minus 160 and the KO is plus 280.
Well, the other thing, too, with, and again, we're not going to spend too much time here. Weston Wilson just showed in his last fight, right? He won by triangle armbar over Jekka. The dude knows what he's doing jiu-jitsu wise. He doesn't mean he's going to get ran
Yes.
through. And a lot of those guys who are super lanky, they're kind of hard to submit because they get guards, they get legs and arms back in. I think Yijia is just going to pound him out, kind of similar to how Silva did.
Yeah, yeah. Like he has no reason to grapple here because Weston Wilson's at like a zero on the feet. So if he submits him, he submits him. I don't really care. I like the TKO prop.
That's a good bet. All right. Next up, we have Michael Pereira and Kyle Dawkins. I want to go on this one first
Go ahead.
because I really thought that Kyle Dawkins was going to come back, and I was like begging to play Kyle Dawkins. And then I watched the Patershuk fight was fine and nice, and he looked clean, whatever there, but kind of just caught him coming in. The fight before that, where he was fighting a tomato can and ended up on his back all 3 rounds, was that's pretty bad. And I know Pereira's looked awful, but he's been fighting really high levels of competition that offer him real danger and real threats and have cardio and takedown defense. I, I really wanted to like Dawkins. I can't do it. I think Pereira's going to finish him.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna bet on this fight at all
I think that's
because
wise. Yeah.
Pereira looked like absolute shit against Abus. And but like the thing about Dawkins is he is so unathletic that like there's no training that he could ever do to really match
Compensate for his
Pereira.
whiteness.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And he's kind of chinny. He's like a tough guy, but I don't know. I don't know. I just can't bet. I can't bet this fight, dude.
Well, remember him fighting very slow Eric Anders, and every time Eric Anders touched him, it looked like he got shot by a sniper in the middle of the cage.
I think he had PTSD after after Delidze broke his face.
I would imagine him and his brother must be genetic,
Yeah.
the knockout
So
gene.
here's what I think is going to happen. I would imagine Kyle's game plan is just going to be to try to clinch him a lot and just try to drag him down, wear on him. I honestly think that like I would just wait and live bet Dawkins like if you're up and watching this fight because Pereira's gonna be most dangerous early, and there is a potential that Dawkins can just hang on him and make it really, really dirty, slow the fight down, wear on his gas tank, and just pace him a bit and win a decision 29-28.
I'm going to say this because I love you, but he knocked out Petrosky round one, beat Santiago Ponzinibbio. Fialho's a great striker, choked out Ola Jacek. He submitted Pretoria.
Well,
Like,
that's why I said wait until after round one because then you avoid when Pereira is explosive and you can get a read on the fight a little more.
yeah. Oh, shit. Hold on one sec. I have this picture of you saved, and now I got to send it in. All right. Next fight. Are we good on this one? We both you
Yeah,
like Pereira, but you're going to edge for a Dawkins live bet?
yeah, Doc is live.
All right, sorry. I'm just making this thumbnail. Nice picture, by the way, that you sent in for the. All right, next up we have Rong Zhu and Austin Hubbard. What say you here?
I would say that if I was gonna play anything on this fight, I would probably play like I would try to lean into a Rongju KO
Yep, that's
play
it.
because Hubbard has never been TKO'd, but he hasn't fought any big hitters, and he got rocked by Halaba and went right into a triangle. And Rongju is only 25 years old. He doesn't have a lot of KOs, but he's fought a bunch of tough guys, and he's had people like close to being finished. And like that, who the hell is that guy he fought last fight?
Was
That
it Padilla?
prospect? No, no, the
Cody Steele. That's right. He was
yeah.
fucking Cody Steele up.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think I would if I'm playing something I think Rongju is probably gonna either like dominantly win a decision or TKO him.
I think he's going to put Austin Hubbard on death's door, to be honest with you. And here's why. He was doing some good stuff to Chris Padilla. He is a sharp striker. He's got a very clean
Hmm.
jab, very clean left hook. His low kicks are nice. And then since his first stint in the UFC, he's improved his takedown defense tenfold. And what's going to happen is just like every Austin Hubbard fight, he's so slow. He is so slow. He never makes reads. He's going to get touched up. He's going to get hurt. He's going to shoot, fail. Then Rongju's going to come up, start pressuring, left hook, left hook, left hook, boom, put him out. I think you're right. I think it's a 2-3 knockout, only because Austin Hubbard is so tough. I think he'll find a way to hang on, grab, clinch, anything he can round one. But I think 2-3 when takedowns fail. And the other big difference, too, is Padilla is very sound defensively. If you ever look at him, he's constantly high guard. He's very defensively responsible. He always checks kicks. He doesn't leave his body open. But Hubbard's a defensive mess, just walking forward, plotting, opening up for big shots. I think they know what they're doing, setting this one up for fireworks in the prelims here.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Never forget who's that guy who Vince Pichel. Never forget Vince Pichel pinging Hubbard's head back like left and right, just putting on a clinic on him. Like if Vince Pichel is putting a striking masterpiece on you, then Rongju is probably going to get you out of there.
Yeah, I agree. All right, next one. This is probably one of the more interesting fights on the entire, probably one of the best fights, honestly. We have Loney Kavanaugh versus Charles Johnson. China versus USA. The CCP versus the US of A. Pepe, what do you have on this one?
You know what? Honestly, I think the under is like way off in this fight. I think it's absolutely crazy that it's plus 250 for an under because I think both guys have finishing upside, and I don't want to get involved from a money line side. I want to play violence in this fight because Kavanaugh, we've seen him rocked by Andrew Sanchez on in
Cage
Cage
Warriors.
Warriors.
Yep.
Ochoa rocked him in round two, and then wasn't able to capitalize on the finish. And then
He got
Johnson,
rocked
we've
one more time other than that, too. I'm pretty sure.
Johnson's been rocked multiple times too. He got dropped by Maxon. So
Wait, there's
just
actually
the
another one that you need to know about too. It's the Carly Pangolian fight. And if no one's ever seen the Carly Pangolian fight, Carly is a really small build, just like Loney Kavanaugh. But Carly's horrible, and Carly hurt him pretty bad. If I remember
yeah.
correctly, I'm pretty sure he hurt him.
Okay, so I'm assuming if you have that on deck, then you're gonna go with Kavanaugh by KO or something.
No, but well, kind of, because I was actually going to make this exact same point. Is that Charles Johnson of old? He used to stick his chin out a lot, and nothing's really changed. He just kind of fights better and is more comfortable in his stance. But that chin is always there on a silver platter. And the thing with Loney Kavanaugh is his hands are so fast, so fast. I think he's going to touch him two, three, four times. Like I think a guy like what the Silva that he fought in Cage Warriors. I think that guy is equal the level of striker that Charles Johnson is, and he did really well in that fight. But you are absolutely right. His chin is a big liability, especially the way he
Hmm.
throws. He rushes in trying to kill you, and he gets tagged quite a bit. I think that under is a great play, but I do think Loney is going to end up winning this fight.
Yeah, because because realistically, if you think about it, it's like, dude, the Maderji fight could have potentially been stopped in round two when he rocked Sue. He finished Van in round three with an uppercut. Maxim rocked him in round one. Like a lot of these fights could have gone under, and then when you think about with Kavanaugh, like yeah, I think that the under is a huge. It's like plus 250. It's crazy,
In
but
his home nation, China.
yeah. I think Kavanaugh is a good prospect, but Johnson is a. This is definitely his best test to
That
date. So
that range is going to give Loney a ton of trouble. That's actually the biggest thing I worry about is the front kicks. That's going to keep him at bay. He's going to have to swing those by to be able to throw hooks, and that's kind of where the openings come for him
yeah,
to get cracked.
yeah. I think it's. I would say dog or pass, honestly, but I'd rather just play the under.
I literally thought about this in a vacuum. If this was at the Apex, I would probably be on Johnson. But because this is in China, hey, they're going to give it to the prospect, of course.
Well, if it goes to decision, sure.
All right. Next up, we have one. I'm not going to speak too much about it. This is my boy, but we have Ashate versus Gage Young. Any thoughts here?
I think Mahashate is the side, but I don't really think there's like a shit ton of value on it. I just think there's a little bit of value on it at
What's the
plus
KO
money.
price on Maha?
I think it's like 400.
I would play that. Here's why. Santino holds mitts for every big hitter we've ever had in the gym, every champion, every everything. He says Maha is like by far one of the hardest hitters, and he's so massive for the weight class. We kind of have no idea how he makes the weight, but he's massive, massive, and a hard hitter.
My issue with that, like, I get that. I would. Gage Young seems very tough, dude. That's the only thing. That's the
He
only
does, but
thing.
he's down to trade in the firefight. That's the one thing. He's tough, but he's there.
Yeah. I think people must be playing Gage because he's like, here's the thing, like Gage Young has lost 5 out of 6 rounds in the UFC, and Mahashate was just minus 300 to Nicholas Mota, and now he's the underdog to Gage Young. Why?
Who's a
Like,
local Kansas City guy? Like,
yeah, exactly. Against a Chinese fighter who's 6 inches taller than him with better range. Like, I don't. I think people must think that Gage Young will be able to grapple Mahashate. My thought is, well, he might be able to get him down. Mahashate is going to just get back up. He's got good get ups.
dude, you got
So,
to go. That Maha's my boy, man. That's Mongolian power right there. Signed, sealed, delivered. And for what it's worth, Santino said he's the lock of the card. So you know that's
yo, is he Kazakh?
he's Mongolian, man.
Oh, is he? Oh, dope,
Those are our
dope.
Mongols. So at Fight Ready, we have our Mongolian conglomerate, and anytime we repost one of their stuff, every single one responds. We got Danab Batgari. He's done some time with us. Haley Alateng, Ichileng
Okay.
Ayori.
Well, the reason I ask is he was trained in Kazakhstan. That's what Tapology said. So, and
He was one of those early guys that was training in Bali during COVID, and he's been all over the place.
all right, let's go, Maha.
All right. Next up, we ready for the next one?
Yes.
We have Tailaki Niraji versus Kiefer Crosby.
Yeah. I just take the under 1.5.
Smart play because Kiefer can crack him too.
Yes. Yeah.
That
This
kid
guy's
has no
got
idea about defense.
yeah, I know. He's like, and the reason why I like the under a lot is because he's got really good pace. Like he just nonstop will be throwing shit, and Crosby doesn't have the cardio. So like, even if he doesn't get him out of there in round one, he's just gonna fucking get him dead tired and finish him within the first 2.5 minutes, in my opinion, of round two. And I think sub is kind of sneaky because everyone is going to be on the KO. Like, KO is minus 200 or whatever. He has an armbar submission win 2 fights ago on against a guy who he was beating his ass, and then he jumped right into position to and like got an armbar
I,
instantly.
I think it's a sharp play what you're talking about. I just don't think so. Like literally just for this. Hey, is that guy the Russian dude who just fought Contender Series and then UFC? Is he 170 also?
Who?
The dude who just fought Eric Nolan over the weekend, the Russian kid.
Yeah.
I would love to see Naraji versus that guy because they strike very similar. They're very long, they're very sharp, and they put these together. The thing that I really like about Naraji though is I wanted to critique him because he does walk. He's 2 inches from your face with his hands down, and I'm like, oh, Crosby. He's got this sharp, slick boxing. He's gonna hurt the kid. But the thing is, he only does that once he has you covering and has you on the ropes. Like he'll touch you, touch you, touch you, you cover, and that's when he starts putting those together. And by that time, you're trying not to get hit. I mean, I think he's just going to wash Crosby. He's not. Crosby's not being brought in to win. He was supposed to lose to Song Kanan. Now he's gonna beat this killer. Like I don't think so. The under, I think Naraji knockout. I think he's gonna put a show. First round.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. I'm my big play is the under on this one, and I was just gonna sprinkle the sub 1 and 2 at 12 and 25.
All right. Next up, we have Sumidargi and Kevin Borhas. What do you like in this fight?
I like Medarji money line.
Really? I was not
Yeah,
expecting that.
yeah. Medarji. I think he's a tier above Borjas personally. I think his striking is just way more smooth. I think Southpaw is going to give Borjas a lot of trouble. I think Sue is just going to be able to intercept him every time Borjas tries to close distance. Um, yeah, I think Medarji either. Well, yeah, he probably wins by decision. I'm not gonna predict a KO for him. I think Medarji is gonna win an easy decision.
He's really good. This is one thing I noticed. He's really good at feints. He has that really wide open stance, but he's constantly feinting, and he slows fights down a lot, which is something that Borjas is not really used to. He's used to like we're pushing, we're pushing, we're pushing, we're pushing. I think we're going to see kind of a complete different style of fight. My one thing that I worry about, though, the biggest thing for Sue is I really worry about the cardio. He tends to slow down even when pushed at kind of a moderate pace. Even his punches come slower. We saw that with the Schnell fight. Like Borjas is going to be in his face and forcing him to fight constantly. I think I do like Sue, but for me, I don't love this fight. I'm going to pass on this one.
Yeah. On top of that, the leg kicks are going to be big for Medarji.
Not as much in this, the opposite stance though.
He still rips them inside.
Well, he's an idiot. I'll knee check that fucking stupid asshole.
Well, I if you're thinking about like who is the perfect fighter to fight Medarji for to get Medarji a win, it's going to be Kevin Borjas because he's not going to try to grapple him. He doesn't push forward. He's not like a high pace guy. Like the reason why Johnson was giving Medarji so much trouble is because he was in his face, not letting him breathe in that small apex cage. He's not going to have to deal with as much pressure. But I will say he does seem chinny. So,
He does. He
but
just
it's
has
like
his issues, and it doesn't make me feel good with him.
if I have to like avoid him getting knocked out by Kevin Borjas at flyweight, like I'm willing to take that risk.
Via jabs to
I
death.
Yeah, I like Medarji.
All right, fair enough. Let's move on to the next one. We're almost done with this card. We got the last three fights. I actually feel passionate about the next one. I think I like the next one a lot. Uh,
Oh, hopefully we're on the same page.
we have Sergey Pavlovich and Waldo Cortez Acosta. I think Sergey's gonna hurt him in this fight.
Yeah, let's
What do you
go.
what do you think? Are you on the same
I'm
place?
yeah, I'm huge on Pavlovich at
I
minus
think you have
200.
to be huge on Pavlovich. I just keep
Yes.
looking at this and I keep reading our YouTube comments, and you guys are fucking idiots. They're like, all right, he's going to throw his fastball and he's going to knock out Pavlovich and keep riding the money train. I'm like, dude, that works against Arlovsky, who doesn't want to fight. That works against these guys who don't want to fight. Pavlovich is going to walk him down the entire time. He has such massive power, such good hips. He knows how to pace himself over 3 rounds. Like his punches have way more impact. And it's not like Waldo's necessarily doesn't really get out of the way of a lot. He just has a really good chin. I, I think Pavlovich is going to steamroll him here.
Yeah, I think for me the way I was thinking about it was Pavlovich is a tier above Waldo Cortez, and I think I think he was having some issues with Volkov and with Jarzino because those are two of the top five strikers of the division who
They
have
both
real
move well. They
power.
use kicks.
Yeah, and Volkov is real weird. He's 6 foot 14 and has a super long reach, super long kicks. Like
Super
Waldo,
long
like
cock.
yeah, exactly. Waldo, on the other hand, like he doesn't have a ton of power. Like he was bringing Arlovsky to decision. He was getting backed up by Sergey Spivak. Like
I don't think
I
he can really hurt guys just by the way he throws. He never turns into his punches.
he
Everything is
I
arm
I
punches.
will I mean it's heavyweight. I will say Pavlovich is kind of he can be hit and he could get knocked out. I wouldn't be shocked if Waldo knocked him out, but I think this is one where you just have to lay the hammer on Sergey Pavlovich against Waldo Cortez. Like the strength of schedule difference is just massive, and the fact that we're getting Pavlovich for under minus 300, I think it's like okay, if he gets knocked out, he gets knocked out, but I'm having my fucking money on Pavlovich. That dude is a monster, bro.
Let's just put it like this, okay? Waldo's from Arizona. Waldo trains in Arizona. He trains at a gym called UKF. And I'm not shitting on UKF, like for anybody who's watching out there. Fine, they come and cross train with us. We're talking about UKF, which is a tiny gym. They have the legendary Andres Pons that trains there. The local people, that's a deep cut. You guys will know that one. But it's UKF, this little tiny small gym versus ATT, American top team, with the great vitamins and the great strength and conditioning routines and the great water. Waldo doesn't do that stuff. Waldo's like chilling here, like at the carniceria, like just chilling. Like I don't know. To me, you're
Yo,
talking like you said, class above. It's not the same.
keep in mind another thing that one of the last things that really um finalized me putting a big play on Pavlovich was thinking back to the Aspinall fight and like this dude was literally a pick'em to Tom Aspinall in an interim title fight for the heavyweight world championship. Like,
Crazy.
and
And now
now
he's
he's
fighting
like,
Waldo.
and now yeah, now he's fighting Waldo Cortez Acosta in China. Like Waldo's flying across the world. Like Pavlovich is a fucking star, dude.
Does Pavlovich have any ties to the CCP to China?
Well, Russia's pretty damn close, but that's
Good enough for me.
probably
Pavlovich it
yeah,
is. Send it. All right.
yeah, dude.
Next fight, we got Brian Ortega versus Aljamain Sterling. Now, you just informed me. I didn't see this. We had some weigh-in controversy today. Ortega is what, 8 pounds over, hospitalized, and then came back.
Yeah, they're fighting at 55 now.
It
Yeah,
says 153.
I guess Ortega fainted during weight cutting, and then um, I don't know, just a bunch of Ortega shit. You know how he is. Like
Well,
he's
I know
been
I have a lot of like behind the scenes of Ortega and stuff like that. The dude barely trains. Like he's just a tough fucking guy, and he's really skilled and good for literally how much he does. And I kind of think it's the opposite with Aljamain. I think Aljamain's not really naturally gifted, but that dude busts his ass, and he's a really good
well,
grappler.
he's
For me,
genetically gifted.
what does that mean?
Like his body type is perfect for MMA.
It really is because he's kind of long and gangly, but he has a lot of strength and a lot of
Yeah.
explosiveness, and he's kind of eased into his cardio a lot better too. I think for me on this fight, I think Aljamain is such a good grappler. I think he's going to take Ortega down at will, and I don't think Ortega really has much from on the ground. Now, standing, we may see something, but I think Aljo just moves too much for Ortega to catch him. I don't have a huge interest in this fight, but definitely feels like Ortega is kind of on his way out in his career. Um, I don't know how I could envision an Aljo finish, But maybe there could be an Aljo finish, but I like
Well,
Aljamain in this fight.
I mean, just the fact that Ortega separated his shoulder multiple times, like if he's constantly getting taken down and like having to pivot off of it, um, I could see him getting hurt again. But it's just,
Another
it's a
TJ
shit.
Dillashaw situation with the exact same
Yeah, I
thing, the
know.
shoulder.
Yeah, it's a shit show fight. For me, it's Aljo or pass. I don't. It's 5 rounds too, which is crazy.
Yeah, I don't know
I
who that
think.
benefits. I think we always used to think Aljo of old had the worst cardio in the world, and now we kind of see him pushing 5 rounds all the time. I think that favors Aljo big time, actually, now,
What's the under?
in case Brian just gives up
Yeah, exactly. Or if he pulls another like rabbit out of his ass.
or rolls his ankle again mid, pre-fight.
Yeah.
There's just so much weird stuff with him. And the other day he was like he's really into the street life. Like people don't know that. Like he's an actual real gangster. So I'm gonna watch what I say about him. But
Yeah,
he
right.
does he does a lot more street stuff, I think, these days than he does training. I think he's about done. Kind of rode his wave, had his shots. And Aljo's not, a spring chicken either, but I think one guy's certainly more focused than the other.
Yeah. And then the main event is a shit show too, right?
Do we need to talk about this one at all?
No, I think it's like I mean, obviously we both think Ming Yang Zhang KO won, right? How could you think
Yeah.
anything else?
I mean, Johnny Walker, did you see the clip? I saw this probably 6 months ago. Someone posted a training clip of Johnny Walker comically getting knocked out again, like jumping like a cartoon and face planting in training with headgear on. Now you have this guy who does not give a fuck. He's going to stand there. One of us is going down at all costs. Like I don't really even see a path to victory for Johnny Walker. We don't really know what Ming Yang Zhang's cardio is like because we haven't seen it. I don't imagine it's that bad. Dude is pretty confident. Um, it's not like Johnny Walker has amazing cardio either. He's got
Yeah.
horrible fight
I
IQ,
and
game
this is
planning.
yeah, but I will say this, I am not betting this fight.
Because it's volatile.
Yeah, well, no, it's not that. It's just I don't like betting fights where it looks too obvious. You
That's the
know?
trick.
Yeah, well, it sometimes it comes through, but it also can be a trap too.
Like
But
tonight, Impa KO. That was that was a
oh
fun
my
one.
God, rest in peace to Dogfather had Andrew Sanchez plus 550. I guess Sanchez was up 2 rounds too.
I had Andrew Sanchez in that fight plus 770 and plus
Oh,
660. And I cashed out the last round because I kind of figured what was happening. And lucky me.
absolutely insane. Um, yeah, I don't know. This is another shit show fight. If I wanted some action on it just for the fuck of it, I would just play Ming Yang Zhang KO 1.
I think that's a great play. He's going to finish him. Like this is actually we were talking about this is like a predatory matchup. I feel as a main event, this is
Yeah. Well,
predatory.
doesn't it feel like dirty the fact that they're even matching Johnny Walker up after that last KO?
I thought he would have been like he has life altering knockouts every fight. Every fight. The dude is like,
Yeah.
I mean, his brain is probably just mush in there. It's not much.
Like
It's that
I don't know how you watch all the BKFC you do because like I love MMA. I love watching it, but like you know the some of the brutal knockouts and shit. Like I feel bad for guys like Johnny Walker, man.
I do too, but I think I think at the end of the day, this is kind of what we all decided on, and I think we all have a time to choose what we want to do in life, and some people are too stupid to know when to get out. I really don't feel like Johnny Walker's 50K is worth years and years and years off his life, but maybe he does it one last time and gets famous, and then he can provide for his family the rest of his life. But who's for me to say? From my couch. So. Um,
Yeah,
Pepe,
I just saw Frankie Edgar was signing on to fight BKFC, right?
they're going to give him probably some easier matchups, or if he's fighting Jimmy Rivera. But the thing with BKFC is guys don't really get knocked out a ton, like clean, cold
Okay.
knockouts. A lot of it's just cuts and
Yeah.
lacerations, knuckle in the eye, and you're out. So realistically, there's probably less concussions, and you can't hit as hard. So
Yeah.
it's a give and a take.
Yeah,
All
man.
right.
I had a good time. Thanks for having me on, brother.
Thank you so much, man. It's good to catch up with you and talk to you. I know the people, they always request you every time we're mixing up guests. And so I love you, man. You become like a brother, older brother to me. And so thanks so much for popping on. And let's get Chinese.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good night.
All right. Chat soon. Bye bye.